I'm a narcissistic mom. Of course I treat my son better than my daughter and don't even try to hide the fact that he's my...
What's happening, y'all? Let's talk about it because I've been through it. And hours later, because that first clip I did earlier this afternoon. So I'm here to complete it now. It is 11:25 p.m. while I'm making this clip now, so let's get to it. So as a daughter of a narcissistic mother, where it was really hard for me to realize that my mother is a narcissist, because it's very easy to manipulate a child. It's not until we get older then we see this shit. But yeah, everything that woman was saying in her video, and of course her part 2, was pretty much everything that I went through with my mom. Okay, making it very apparent to everybody that my brother was her favorite child. And still is. Body shaming me. Always finding any reason to make fun of me just to make me feel this small. And I can't believe I actually used to fight for her approval. Like, for real. I really wanted my mom to like me back then because she used to be the one saying that I didn't like her when I was like 8 years old. Which makes no sense. I was a kid. Now another thing is because what my mother fucking took the opportunity for, was to always just sabotage anything that I had going for me, whether I was going to school, had a job, that whole thing. Another thing that she used to do, which is kind of like the same issue of what Gypsy Rose's mom used to do to her, just to, debilitate her. But for my mom to constantly remind me of a diagnosis that I was given when I was a child. I was either 4 or 5 years old. And I was diagnosed as being mentally retarded with an IQ of 80. So yeah, she would always used to constantly keep reminding me of that, where it just kind of made me, it really fucked me up. Or the wonderful one where when I used to be in relationships, just started, didn't even get its chance to blossom, where if I was in a relationship with a person for 2-3 months, where my mother would find any reason for us to get into an argument so she can kick me out, where I'd have no choice but to move in with this fucker. Or, whomever I was dating at the time. Been through that too. Even when I was single, she would used to do the same crap. Would find any reason to start an argument with me. Now, quick little story time, because I do gotta go to sleep soon. So at the time, I was 20 years old, and I ended up getting a job at Best Buy, and I was very adamant about going back to school, because the first time around, I was forced to go to college. I didn't want to go, because I wasn't really sure about what I really wanted to do post, high school. But my mom was like, you're going to college because I said so. And I ended up failing terribly. So, I needed to take that time to reflect on what I truly wanted. And finally, when I was like, okay, I'm pretty decisive on what I want to do, so I'm ready to go back to school. So I had everything all planned out. I had already registered as well as just maintaining my job. Now, I did end up getting hired. Well, they were just looking for seasonal workers, but you know how that thing goes. If they like you, they'll keep you, right? Anyway, so now it was the day before Thanksgiving, and I had to be at work in the next 45 minutes. Now, even though there was a car, it was mostly used for my mother. Now, the other way I would have to get to work is by taking a bus. So, I literally had to rush it. But then all of a sudden, my mother asks me, hey, I need you to go to Target, which is a 5-minute drive. So she wanted me to take the car, go to Target, get her a nail file and some other item the day before Thanksgiving. And if you guys are familiar living down south, especially where there's a Target with a grocery store, and it's the day before Thanksgiving, are you fucking kidding? So I went because, of course, at that time, I was very obedient. Whatever my mother asked of me, whatever she told me to do, I did it. And after doing all of those errands that she had asked me to do, I'm ready to go back and give her the key. But then she's just like, what time do you have work? And I told her, I'm like, I have work at this time. And she's like, ha! And I'm like, what the heck is ha? you know? And then she's like, oh, why are you cursing at me? Why are you saying what the hell? I'm like, Mom, I said what the heck, not what the hell. And that's when she wanted to put words into my mouth and start to argue with me. Now, I already have to get to work. I'm running late. And I just decided to like avoid any of the arguments that she was trying to initiate with me and went to work. So I completed my shift. And by the time when I arrived back home, guess what? That woman changed the locks on me. Even worse, because she wouldn't even give me any of my belongings for me to pack up with. So what ends up happening afterwards, okay, so now I'm only just about to deal with whatever is coming next with only the clothes I had on my back. I had to resign from my job, and any of my friends in the hometown that I was staying in at that time could not like open a door for me because they were living with their parents or with their mothers. So the only option that I had at that time was to move in with an ex-boyfriend of mine that was like 3 to 4 hours away from me, like literally on the other side of Florida. Yeah. Went through that. Where it also turned, after moving in with that ex-boyfriend of mine, like we were literally exes, like to the point that it should have been platonic, but we did mess around, and turned out that I ended up getting pregnant by him, where then, 3 months later, I did miscarry. Yeah, but yeah, my mom did that. Yeah, just legit try to find a reason to argue with me. I wasn't really engaging into it, and because of that, she literally changed the locks on me, and I literally had to give up everything that I had planned, for my upcoming, situation to improve on my future. Yeah, I just wanted to share that. But yeah, I gotta go to bed. I'll talk more about this tomorrow.